Okay, cluster focused essays. So this cluster focused essays are different. These are more forward focused. Okay. Why do you choose a particular cluster? They're asking you that question. So my litmus test for this is typically when I ask a student, when they come to me, I've already given them the spreadsheet. They've already come back saying, Mr. Kocher, I've decided to do two of these clusters. And I typically ask them why. What does this cluster provide to you uniquely in your life that you couldn't get from what you are, you could do at a Coursera course or in class. And if they don't have enough knowledge about the cluster, how forward facing this will take them, we typically say we're not doing this one. So typically my questioning is, um, what intrigued you about it? If you, what do you think you learn in this class and how you're going to apply some of that learning? Okay. Why do you think you're uniquely qualified to apply to this cluster? And what are some of the related classroom activity qualities you have that will benefit the classroom? Yeah. Now, this is just a litmus test. Like I'll ask these 4 questions every time they show me a cluster. Why? Okay, what intrigued you about it? What is it this? And if the answer is not something polished that they can give me, which feels heartfelt, forget it. We're not even applying for that cluster. Okay. But when you're researching the cluster, read the contents end to end because the wordings will matter. What they write over there might establish your perspective on what you want to write in your explanation of why that cluster. Knowing the links, going on the links of what they are doing, the instructors, their backgrounds, the courses they've done is important. Maybe if you just mention that Mr. Ashian, I looked up his profile and what he does, and this values me for this reason. Don't use up part of the 200 words, like 20 words or 30 words, just for the namesake of that person's name, but something insightful about that person's profile, which you think he's going to talk about in the classroom, is important to write about. Okay. Prerequisites are very clear. You can be very competitive. Don't use reverse psyche of the applying students, which means if there's a cluster which has no prereqs, okay, too many people will apply. If it's a too popular a cluster, too many people will apply. If the prerequisites are very simple, or in this case, they're not simple because algebra 2 and physics are equivalent, that's a good one. Okay. If calculus and physics, that's a bullseye. Okay. Depend where you are, where you feel you've uniquely done a little bit more than the others. Leave the little smaller ones for the minions, for the 8th graders, 9th graders to apply to. Try to go for the harder ones if you're a 10th grader or 11th grader. Okay, I am open